Artemisia Gentileschi Jeopardy! By Tekla Nimmo for Art History Renaissance to Modern, Summer 2021. Today we are going to be playing Artemisia Gentileschi Jeopardy! In order to do that, I will talk about a part of her life, then ask a question about the section, so pay close attention. To understand Artemisia Gentileschi, you must know more about her background. Artemisia's life from start to end. Gentileschi was born on July 8, 1597, in Rome, Italy. This is a self-portrait she painted in 1639. Her mother's name was Prudentia Montone, and this is her father, Orazio Gentileschi. He was also a famous painter, which influenced Artemisia to become an artist herself, even though it was uncommon for women to have a professional job at this time. Later in life, she married a man named Pier Antonio Stiatesi, who was also an artist, but not as well known as Artemisia. He was from Florence, which is where the couple lived later. On this map, you can see where she has lived throughout her life. Artemisia was the first woman who was admitted to Accademia delle Arti del Disegno, a very prestigious art school in Florence, which she attended in 1616. The couple had 5 kids together, but only one little girl survived into adulthood. Her daughter was named Prudentia, after Artemisia's mother, who passed away before her child was born. Later, Gentileschi had an affair with another man during their marriage. After that blew over, she returned to Rome with her daughter and continued to work on her art. She then moved to Naples and worked with many well-known artists. She was invited to London in 1638 to see some of her father's work. While in London, she painted some of her most famous paintings. After that, she returned to Naples and passed away around 1653. Our first Jeopardy question is, who is Artemisia's father? Do 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 do. The correct answer is, who is Orazio Gentileschi? Gentileschi encountered many hardships and obstacles throughout her life, one of which involved her tutor. This topic does involve sexual assault, which may be triggering for some, so if you would like to skip this section, please do so now. This is another self-portrait she painted in 1615. As a woman artist, there was a lot that Artemisia had to overcome. While she was growing up, her father was a well-known artist. He was hired to paint the Palazzo Pallavicini Rospiglioso in Rome, along with Agostino Tassi, the man pictured here. When Orazio saw how talented Tassi was, he hired him to tutor his daughter. When Artemisia was 17, Tassi assaulted her during one of their tutoring sessions. He later refused to marry her, and Orazio pressed charges against him, which was extremely rare to do at this point in history. The court case affected Artemisia in many ways. She had her fingers and hands tied up in the courtroom during the trials. The ropes are pulled tight as a tactic for telling the truth, but she still stood her ground. The ropes fortunately didn't damage her hands. Tassi had previous issues and with many other accusations, was found guilty and was put into prison. The next Jeopardy question is, who assaulted Artemisia? The correct answer was, who is Agostino Tassi? And how did this event affect her paintings? Because of this traumatic life event, many of Gentileschi's paintings revolved around women and them getting revenge or taking back power. At this time, it was rare for women to be displayed in such a strong way. This is an overarching theme throughout Gentileschi's work, making her one of the first feminist artists. Susanna and the Elders is one of Gentileschi's first well-known paintings. It was created in 1610 and was made of oil paint on a canvas. The story of Susanna is from the Bible. The woman in the painting, Susanna, is bathing while 2 older men are secretly watching her from behind. When her maids leave to give her privacy, the 2 men approach Susanna and threaten her, saying she must sleep with them or they will accuse her of adultery. This was a big deal since she was married to a different man. Susanna refused to sleep with the men, so they spread the rumor, which could have resulted in the death penalty for Susanna. That is when Daniel, a nobleman from Jerusalem, asked the men what tree Susanna was under when she committed adultery. The men described 2 different trees, which freed Susanna from any punishments. Gentileschi's version of the painting gives Susanna a heroic essence. She is striking a powerful pose, protecting and standing up for herself from the 2 men. She overcame the evil that the elders were projecting onto her, showing her strength and power. Art for 400 is, what new theme is Artemisia known for? I'll save you guys from my singing this time. If you said, what is feminist art, then you are correct. Now let's talk about how Caravaggio influenced Gentileschi's work. This is Michelangelo Caravaggio. Artemisia's father, Orazio, was friends with Caravaggio for a short period of time. Because her father admired him so much, and she learned from her father, her work was ultimately influenced by Caravaggio's work too. He is known for his realistic details in Baroque paintings. This realism was often portrayed through his biblical paintings. Artemisia took this realistic style a step further. Her work includes exceptional details while also adding an autobiographical style to each of her pieces. Let's compare their paintings of Mary Magdalene. Caravaggio painted Penitent Magdalene on a canvas with oil paints. Magdalene is on her knees and looks exhausted and defeated, almost as if she has collapsed to the ground. Her head hangs low and her hands are folded in her lap. She is dressed in a simple dress, which is hiding her figure. Caravaggio made Magdalene look like a simple, everyday woman. He used his signature lighting effect in this piece, having the figure shined on from the upper right-hand corner. This piece is open for the viewer to reflect on. How does each individual depict the feelings and emotions within the piece? Gentileschi painted Conversion of Mary Magdalene, which was also made of oil paints on a canvas. But unlike the subtle effects Caravaggio used, Gentileschi took more of a dramatic stance. Magdalene is sitting on a chair looking up. Her right hand is held to her chest while her left hand is out, almost gesturing towards something. This pose gives Magdalene a powerful look. Her expression looks as if she is questioning something that she has done. The woman is dressed in an elegant dress, wearing jewelry. Gentileschi used lighting similar to Caravaggio, illuminating Mary's figure, making her the main subject of the piece. While the two paintings look similar, the small differences in poses, expression, and clothing can completely change the meaning. Caravaggio's Mary Magdalene is a simple woman, which anyone can relate to. The painting has a subtle meaning made for anyone to interpret. Gentileschi's Mary Magdalene shows her dramatic story. This piece is intricate and shows tension. The last question for the night is, who is the main subject for the paintings we compared? I'll sing this time for old time's sake. Do 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 do. The correct answer is, who is Mary Magdalene? Thank you guys so much for playing. Until next time.